Everyone may please be seated. Welcome, family and friends, to this exciting moment for this wonderful group of students. My name is Dr. Michael Bartholomew, and I'll be introducing our founding president and CEO, Dr. Rick Nelson. Dr. Nelson was the founding president of RMU for many years. He has a very, very distinguished career, both in physical therapy as a civilian and with the United States Navy. It would take me far too long to convey all of that. But we'll begin with the founding president's welcome to this wonderful group of students. President.
Hey, it's great to be here. So I have to let you know that I got a call about a half hour ago, and President Martin, is that his last name? No, I just kidding. He asked if I would pinch hit for him. I didn't realize it was going to be in this capacity, but I'm very, very grateful because I think I've spoken at about 30 of these white coat ceremonies in the past. So I want to welcome all those that are on the flanks here, who are here really because you are here because of them, right? Let's hear it. All right? Yeah. They believe in you, okay? And you are here because of that belief, because of that love, that undying support. So make sure you never lose hold on that, okay? Even after you graduate. So I'm going to take, I was asked to take 3 to 5 minutes. I thought they said 35 minutes. And anybody who knows me knows that I speak 30 minutes to a wrong number. So you're in for something. No, I'm going to just take a couple of minutes. I did want to acknowledge President Martin, a good friend, colleague. He was my chief of staff for a few years. I love the man. He feels so bad that he cannot be here. And he told me that I can say this, that his wife got sick, had to go to the hospital a while ago today, and he's with her. So if you believe in a higher power, exercise that on his behalf and on Julie's behalf, because I'm sure they would appreciate that right now. Now, I asked somebody, how do I pinch hit for Cam Martin? And it said, well, first of all, you have to be crazy. And so I kind of am a little bit, so that's okay. Next, you have to be funny. I don't know that I'm really that funny, but he is. But I do want to share with you some thoughts about the white coat, because this is a very, very important threshold for your lives, right? You've been locked up in the didactic classroom for the last, the number of days, right? And number of hours. But now this is kind of, the white coat is kind of a rite of passage for you to enter into now the clinical mode of this academic program. When you put on this white coat, you probably didn't realize it, but I'm going to share some things real fast with you. There's 8 of them, and I'm going to go through them really fast. 8 things that you are agreeing to do when you put on this white coat. All right, number 1, be accountable. Be accountable to every single person you come in contact with in your life. Inside the classroom, the clinic, and outside. Number 2, practice effective care. Don't get caught up in the fads and the other things that you can get caught up with. Practice effective care. Remember Patch Adams, right? Patch Adams once said, if you treat the disease, you will win some and lose some. When you treat the person, you will always win. Number 3, practice continuous integrity. Integrity is very important as a human being and as a clinician. Practice integrity. Number 4, be compassionate in all that you do and caring. That's not just in the clinic with your hands on patients. That means your next door neighbor. That means people in your circle of influence. Be compassionate. The Dalai Lama said, if you want to be happy in your life, be compassionate. If you want others to be happy in their life, be compassionate. Number 5. Are we on number 5? Okay. Number 5, demonstrate excellence in all you do. Now, I was raised by a single mother who raised 4 kids. I was the youngest, probably the most difficult. But my mother taught me something about excellence. She said, excellence leads to becoming exceptional and extraordinary people. She taught me that ordinary people look for opportunities, but extraordinary people create them. So demonstrate excellence in all that you do at all times. Okay? Number 6, okay, make lifelong learning something that you engage in. Don't stop learning once you leave the didactic classroom and enter into the clinic, or when you leave the clinic. Make learning a lifelong pursuit. Number 7, be altruistic. Altruism means that you put the needs and interests of other people before your own needs and interests. Be service-oriented. Give of your heart. Give of your time. Give of your presence in those that encircle you. My wife, Jody, and I have a little mantra we live by. It says, you don't have to go out of your way to serve somebody. You just simply do it on your way. So altruism is good. Remember, to the world, you might just be one person. But to one person, you might be the world. So practice altruism. And the last thing is be generous of your time, your talents, your gifts, your energy, your focus, your service. Be generous. Make generosity be something that you are known for in character and in your identity. Okay? So remember all those things, 8 things. So before you put that jacket on, just say, okay, those are number 8 things, right? And then you can put that jacket on. All right? God bless you as you now venture into the next realm of your education. I figured out some numbers. This group right here, just you, in your career, if you stay with your career, just this amount, just you guys, will see in your career over 8 million patients. So 8 million patients are waiting to be treated. Lay your hands upon them. Put your hearts within them. Let your minds be expanded as you venture forward now into your practice. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Nelson. And I love that you spoke about excellence. When I met President Nelson, I was in my undergrad at Brigham Young University, and he was teaching us about some neuroscience as a guest lecturer, and he drew the brachial plexus. And the brachial plexus is a group of nerves that come out of your neck into your arm. We make all of them memorize it as well. And he drew it on the board in about 4 seconds, which is unbelievable. And I remember thinking, this person is not a normal person. And boy, well, I was right. Perfect demonstration of excellence, President. On behalf of the university leadership, all of our esteemed faculty that are seated over here to the right, we want to give the family and friends of Cohort 19 a very warm welcome from our program. This is such a good group of students. We have thoroughly enjoyed them. And I don't say that about all the groups. I don't. Some of them are challenging, you might say. But as a group, we kind of give them the option of hearing from one of the faculty. And they have chosen our esteemed Dr. Misty Timpson, who's a board-certified specialist in neurologic physical therapy. And she will speak to us now, and then after that, we'll hear from the student-selected speaker from their group, soon to be student doctor, Megan Gold.
Dr. Nelson, Dr. Bartholomew, thank you for giving me my talk. No, if I say very similar things, it's only because it's very important. But I will kind of suggest that I have a couple other things, and you know I like stories and stuff, so I'm going to go forward with this talk. So I am really grateful for this chance to talk. I've kind of always felt a special bond, like Dr. Bartholomew, not all cohorts are created equal. Parents are not supposed to have favorite children, and professors are not supposed to have favorite cohorts, and sometimes we do. From the very first day of last semester, I kind of mentioned, you guys are just smarter. You guys are a really smart group of students, and I'm not just saying that because you're here and your parents are here. I really do mean that. And the other thing, I got to take 10 different Rocky Mountain University students on a medical trip last summer, and so more so than any other cohort, I really got to kind of meet and interact more on a friend level with a lot of students. So you guys are my favorites, just don't tell the 20s and 21s. Okay, so for physical therapists, the symbolism of the white coat has a very deep personal meaning. For you, let me see if I can, so there they are. Be proud of this group because they have put a lot of work into getting where they are today. But for you baby PTs that are receiving your white coat today, you have a lot to look forward to. On my daily drive from Salt Lake, I listen to a lot of podcasts and things like that. And in the last couple weeks, I've heard several different presentations on the use of stories because it enables us to remember it better and to learn it on a deeper level. And the students know I really do like to tell stories. So I have fewer points than Dr. Nielsen. I've combined mine, but I have kind of a little story to help reinforce and hopefully help you remember that lesson. So the first is the white coat is a symbol of growth and achievement. When you wear your white coat, it can symbolize to you the culmination of years and years of work, education, and training. Reflecting on how much you've worked to getting to this point, the white coat can really serve as a tangible reminder of all of your growth and achievements. Here are some of your classmates that I had the opportunity to go to Guatemala. Look how serious they are. I told you they're a good group of students. But it was our first day working in the clinic, and I was told to send 2 PT students to a Guatemalan clinic. And I'm like, oh, those Guatemalan PTs will supervise super well. So I sent, I think it was Arlene and Ashley, threw them into a tuk-tuk with an interpreter, believing that the Guatemalan PTs would supervise, and when they got back, they're like, they took a siesta. They didn't do anything, so they spent a full day treating all of these patients. It was their first clinical experience. But I stayed back, not putting them out to dry, but I stayed back with the other 7 PTs to work with patients in our own clinic. I know they had to be a little bit intimidated and a little bit of fear, but just like the Grinch, whose heart grew 3 sizes that day, I know their confidence and their abilities grew 3 sizes that day. It was kind of a fun story because there was a nurse practitioner that was with us, and she's done lots and lots of medical trips, and she said at the end of our day, we kind of went around and shared things, and she said, boy, I don't ever want to go on a medical trip without PTs. She said, I knew you guys were like good and you like massaged and stuff, but I didn't know you like cured people, like in a day, in a session. And so it was very high praise to our PT students who it was really their first experience and opportunity to really work with patients full time. Okay, the white coat is also a symbolism, like Dr. Nielsen said, of compassion and care. As physical therapists, your work is deeply rooted in compassion and care for your patients. Long before you applied to PT school, and perhaps in your interview, you were asked what the why of why you wanted to become a physical therapist. I'm going to let you think about that for just a second. What did you say back then? Why did you want to become a physical therapist? I hope your answer was not to be like Elon Musk or Warren Buffett or Bill Gates. That better not be your why because that goal may not be achievable. But you will get the chance to work every single day to improve the lives of the people that you touch. You will have the opportunity, and I worked with the PT students in Guatemala, and their ability to be creative, to be dynamic, to problem solve, and to provide amazing interventions in less than optimal conditions, lying on the floor on a sleeping mat, a cot, worked really great wonders. Everybody knows my first passion of physical therapy was in spinal cord injury. I talk fast. It's like asking me to talk slow is like asking me to have red hair. I can really try, but it's not likely to happen. So my first passion is is spinal cord injury. I was paid to treat patients that have spinal cord injury. But compassion is not just doing your job, it's going above and beyond. It's appreciating the patient's personal goals, their personal aspirations, their dreams, and considering the environmental barriers and their personal factors. Kind of remotely sounds like the ICF model, right? But it's really allowing us to help buoy up patients until they can do it on their own. Like Sarah being buoyed up in the swimming pool at NeuroWorks in our fun little activity. The white coat is also a symbol of resilience and adaptability. Physical therapists often have to navigate really complex challenges, personal struggles, and adapting to complex patient needs. When you wear the white coat, it represents your resilience in the face of adversity and your ability to change those circumstances. Reflecting on past experiences, you may remember instances when you overcame personal barriers. For example, you found the time to train for a half marathon during one of your busiest semesters on campus. You also had spent time and were asked to treat patients in the Parkinson Clinic, to volunteer at the CRC, to practice difficult, challenging, stressful practical examinations, to be a good husband, wife, daughter, son, parent, friend. The patients that we get to work with will always come to you in the most vulnerable positions in their lives, having suffered the most devastating injury and loss that many people will ever suffer in their lifetimes. You have the amazing opportunity to coach them and friend them, but not on Facebook, until they are then discharged, then you can frame them. Encourage them on their journey of self-discovery, self-mastery, and then climbing the road to independence. I have a friend named Chad. He was involved in a very tragic ranching accident where he suffered a C6 Asia A spinal cord injury. What does that mean? What's his highest level of function? Very good. What's the first question that he asked the day entering the hospital? He said, will I ever be able to push a wheelchair? Answer, yes or no? Yes. Will he ever be able to hold his wife? Will he be able to hug his kids? Will he be able to be employed? And those are some really important questions, and he wanted restored function. So this is Chad in the hospital soon after he was injured. This was Chad not long after, still in the hospital hugging his children. Now he's one of the most world-renowned speakers, makes more per minute than I make in a lifetime. That's not hard. But resilience isn't just about surviving. He not only survived, but he thrived. Not in spite of his injury, but often because of his injury. He took the challenge to grow and become better and more than he would be if he had never had the injury. Interestingly enough, I asked him a couple years ago, I said, Chad, if you could go back to that day and not sustain that injury, would you? The answer is obvious. We would all likely say yes. And what was his response? He said, no, I wouldn't. Not if it meant that I was the person that I was that day. This injury has caused so much growth. I've met so many people. I've traveled. I've done so many things. I'm a better person now than I ever could have been as just a regular able-bodied guy. The white coat is also a symbol of trust and confidence. When you wear your white coat, patients automatically place their trust in your expertise. They rely on you to guide them on their journey of recovery. The knowledge that you have worked so hard to acquire is a blessing to all those you will have the opportunity to put hands on. You have a responsibility to every single person, regardless of their age. Even the 101-year-olds deserve the best care, regardless of their diagnosis, regardless of their religion or their ethnic status or even their personality. David, my friend, suffered a spinal cord injury, a T2 Asia A complete spinal cord injury. He soared through rehab, he did wonderful things, and then just a few years after he was injured, I got a call from him, which was interesting. I'd never had a call from him, and he said, I've asked my girlfriend to marry me, and her dad said no, because he has a spinal cord injury, and they came to a deal that if he and his fiance, hopefully fiance, if they would talk to somebody, he would then grant his permission. So they called me. He didn't say who they had to call, so they called me. And their question was, what is the biggest challenge we're going to be confronted with? And I said, communication, trust, the same things all relations require. One complicating factor might be having children. Now, the picture on the right is their 16-year-old son. So we have the opportunity to really, really help people, to give them hope and to give them, and my challenge for you is that you always act in an ethical manner so that the trust they place in you is well-deserved. The white coat, finally, is a symbol of personal and professional identity. The white coat is not just a uniform, but also a symbol of you as a PT. As you go out as a member of the healthcare team to represent Rocky Mountain University, the winner, best of state, always be true to the highest expectations. The white coat represents your commitment to uphold the values and the ethics of the profession. I don't always wear my white coat. In fact, in the clinic, I don't wear my white coat. But what I do wear is I wear a name badge that says Misty PT. I'm really, really proud of those initials following my name. It gives me the right to list those initials, to consult with other practitioners, and to really do the job that I need to do to help people in restoration of their function in their lives. Being a physical therapist is the best profession on the face of the earth. If I didn't get paid to be a physical therapist, I would likely volunteer because it's so rewarding. It has provided me with pride, it's shaped my personal identity, it has strengthened me personally and my family, it's provided me a wonderful, wonderful life. Now that I teach full-time, and I'm only in the clinic 1 to 2 days a week, I still identify first and foremost as a PT. When I meet people, I don't say I'm a teacher, although I am proud of that. I really am a PT at heart. So each time that you put on your white coat, whether it's symbolically or physically, please reflect on all the lessons that you have learned, the memories that you've made through PT school and beyond, and let it help you reaffirm your dedication to serving others and making a very positive impact in the lives of your patients. On your journey in this road of physical therapy, please remember to stay focused, head and eyes down, work hard, and don't allow distractions to lead you the wrong way. So congratulations on getting to this point. I really do like you, and I am very proud of you.
All right, thank you everyone who spoke before. Those were really great speeches. But good afternoon, distinguished guests, friends, family, doctors, and future doctors of physical therapy. Welcome to the White Coat Ceremony for DPT Cohort 19. I would like to thank a couple of people before I get started. Thank you to all the professors that have shaped our foundation here at RMU. Thank you to the student services team for fostering an environment with an open door policy and snacks. Thank you to President Dr. Martin and founding President Dr. Nielsen for cultivating a university that seeks to serve others. Most importantly, thank you classmates for always having each other's backs. We got to this point together. As we gather here today, I am reminded by a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, who once said, "The creation of 1,000 forests is in one acorn." Today, we stand not only as individuals embarking on a journey in physical therapy, but seeds planted in the fertile soil of healthcare. We're ready to grow, learn more, serve others, dream big, and create our own paths. Each one of our lives and each one of our paths to get to this point is unique and similar to a garden. Our own experiences, challenges, and skills we have learned have planted seeds for our past, present, and future. And the amazing thing is that some of our flowers have yet to bloom. Over 5 semesters ago, we began our journey in anatomy class with Dr. McClellan and Dr. Crosley, learning about all the muscles of the body, the organs, the systems, the nerves, the blood supply, and the unforgettable smell of formaldehyde. We examined cadavers, held once beating hearts, identified the cranial nerves in the brain, then we were tested on it. In this class, we learned that the whole body is connected, similar to the roots of the aspen trees lining Mount Timpanogos in the Wasatch Mountain Range. Everything is intertwined. In our first semester of school, Dr. Garg nurtured our soil in our garden, teaching us about the principles of research, evidence-based practice, and of course, the plank competition. But we don't need to say who won. More seeds were planted as we learned about the foundations of kinesiology from Dr. Purcell, Dr. Sykes, and Dr. Pratt. We were first introduced on how to transfer patients who have undergone strokes and spinal cord injuries, but thank goodness our skills have definitely improved since first semester. Dr. Wilkinson taught us about the power of mindfulness and human touch, human connection. Just like a gardener carefully tends to each plant, nurturing the soil, watering the seeds, and patiently waiting for them to flourish, so too do we, as future physical therapists, dedicate ourselves to the art of healing. Much like a garden boasts an array of essential tools such as shovels, rakes, and wheelbarrows, we too continue to enrich our toolkit with indispensable skills and knowledge during our second and third semesters. While Dr. Cece's class may have looked like weeds of challenges, she taught us invaluable information that sets physical therapy apart as a doctoral degree. We got to try out electrical stimulation on our faces, hear Dr. Walker's jokes, and practice perfect practice therapeutic exercises with Dr. K. Just like a garden is not complete without a lawn, Dr. Tischler reinforced that the body is not complete without the heart. We listened to each other's blood pressures, heart rates, and definitely felt them spike during practicals. I know we have been equipped with the skills to always check our patients' vitals because we learned we may serve as the first point of contact into the healthcare system. In third semester, we also began our intro into the world of neuroscience with Dr. Young. Dr. Young taught us the important key to studying or to life is small deposits made often. Much like how consistent care and attention to a garden yield abundant growth and vitality. In physical therapy, each small skill or piece of knowledge we acquire adds to our toolkit, contributing to our ability to provide effective care and support to our patients. Even as Dr. Stoneman's reminder resounds with, meniscus tears, they happen. We will have the opportunity to assist our future patients and watch as they reap the benefits of physical therapy. As I have sat on this garden bench of self-reflection, we have been blessed to learn from Dr. Wright's diligence and attention to detail, Dr. Santillo's emphasis on the therapeutic alliance, and Dr. Stevenson's ability to connect through motivational interviewing. Under the guidance of Dr. Hopkinson, we tackled ethical debates and embraced core values like accountability, altruism, integrity, and excellence so that we can deliver the highest quality of physical therapy services to our future patients. Reflecting on semester 4, we learned from Dr. Luschek and worked with patients who had undergone amputations or needed orthotic devices. Sometimes, after a thunderstorm, a garden can be muddy and roots can be upturned. Our patients may also undergo life-altering events, resulting in their garden looking different at first. But we, as future physical therapists, have the ability to help trim their hedges, prune their roses, and fertilize their garden for success. We recently finished our 5th semester, which is notorious for being the most challenging but most rewarding semester of the didactic portion of PT school. We were warned that Dr. Timpson's class would not be like drinking water from the garden hose, but instead a fire hose. We had the opportunity to learn and work with patients who had a spinal cord injury, multiple sclerosis, vestibular conditions, stroke, and traumatic brain injuries. And those are just to name a few. Dr. Paulson also taught us the lesson from Admiral William McRaven. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. Remember, today and every day in our future, we have the opportunity to do the small things right that will not only impact our lives, but benefit those of our patients. Our 5th semester was also filled with working and playing with kiddos of all ages, Dr. B teaching us how to conduct a holistic assessment for the geriatric humans, and of course, Dr. Timbrink taught us that we can be pollinators of interprofessional collaboration. As we teach our patients to move in their body, let us continue to move in curiosity in our mind. More simply stated by Dr. Kisner, get curious, not furious. While the past 5 semesters have been filled with studying, achievements, and challenges, we have definitely harvested memories with our class that will last a lifetime. I know we will never forget the time Taylor Swift came to our cardiopulmonary presentation to be our patient, watching our class win almost all of the intramural games, and playing wheelchair basketball at NeuroWorks. We can't forget tubing down the Provo River, performing wound care on pig's feet, class bonding at Topgolf, and of course, pranking my parents when my classmates put a cast on my foot. In all seriousness, coming to class each day with all of our classmates and awesome professors has made this experience at RMU worthwhile. So I want to end today with a poem that I wrote. Okay. In our garden of physical therapy education, we are gathered here today in joyous celebration. We are given the opportunity to plant seeds for our future as we rehabilitate our patients and monitor their sutures. As we go out on our clinicals, we will begin our journeys as future PTs. We will rehabilitate shoulders, hips, ankles, and knees. Develop roots like the aspen trees that are strong and resilient. Our mentors will teach us information if the findings are aberrant. Some patients will complain of a tingling going down their arm. Is it a brachial plexus injury? Don't sound the alarms. We learned about arthritis, epicondylitis, and rotator cuff tears. We know how to screen for red flags, even if they are rare. We will lift others up. That is what we do. We will examine the nerves, muscles, and all of the tissues. An ACL tear might sound like a snap, crackle, pop, but with the help of PT, they will soon begin to hop. We might engage in high-intensity stepping when treating a stroke patient. We will be our patient's biggest cheerleaders so they don't get complacent. For the rest of our lives, our gardens will blossom with wisdom, but a year from now, we will be doctors of the musculoskeletal system. A life without dreams is like a garden without flowers. Our hard work is going to pay off after months, days, and hours. As we don our white coats today, we are entering the professional environment. When we treat our first patients, it'll fill us with enlightenment. It's not the years in our life, it's the amount of life in our years. I am excited for what our future holds and our successful careers. We will reap what we sow and harvest the fruits of our labor, but remember, our profession is about serving our neighbor. Remember the message the wise Dr. Nielsen would say, you don't have to go out of your way to serve, it should simply be on your way.
Thank you, future Dr. Megan Gold. That was quite a trip down memory lane for a lot of us. The intramural mention, I don't think does justice. This was like a legitimate league. Bobby Kelly challenged me to a one-on-one game in basketball. And I was like, oh, sure, Bobby. You know, I played in high school, whatever. Next thing I know, I think tickets are being sold. I mean, people are lining up. I had to dodge him for like a month, faked an ankle sprain. Bobby, I think I'm finally ready for that game about the second, third week of June. Yeah. Oh, you'll still be here? Oh, I thought you were going to Zona. Third week. Oh, I mean, fourth week. Still nursing that ankle injury. We'll proceed with our presentation of the white coats. As we do this, the students will be given their white coat by DPT leadership and by their faculty advisor. We'll proceed to that point. Precarious. Zane Evans. Dane Kirkman Gardner. Emma Lund. Sanchai Kankatitam. Kara Simons. Thomas Young. Megan Gold. Brandon Gurley. McLean Morris. Noel Talby. Jordan Pasqua. Emily Pickner. Kayla Rake. Robin Wells. Joshua Duffin. Libby Henricks. Meredith Zorn. Elise Begg. Jonathan Carlson. Brady Downs. Garrett Snyder. Patrick Pham. Hannah Richards Shields. Bailey Clausen Hartle. L. Pizzo. John Bass. Robert Hunter. Kelly Stout. Timothy Dow. Robert Kelly. Peyton Reynolds. Arlene Fry. Adam Labrum. Hallie Rock. Michael Frank Barker. Alex Griffin. Gracie Gropp. Muzamil Faisi. Alexis Klingler. Marco Lupic. Haley Peterson. Ashley Varenton. Sarah Petty. Nicholas Horn. Chloe Henninger. Hunter Schofield. Rachel Wilson. Brock Dennison. Grace Fugate. Gerald Marinoff. Congratulations, cohort 19, very exciting. We will now be led in the physical therapy oath, or cohort 19 will be by our esteemed Dr. David Paulson.
Not only are you smarty pants, but now you have white coats to go with it. You look good. Feel free to stand. This is your time. Go ahead and stand, cohort 19. Okay, I have bite-sized chunks for you, so repeat after me. I solemnly pledge to honor the trust bestowed upon me by my patients. With compassion and integrity, I vow to lift others. And serve as a steadfast advocate for their health and well-being. I commit to upholding the highest standards of professionalism and lifelong learning, dedicating myself to the pursuit of excellence in the field of physical therapy. May each interaction be guided by empathy, respect, and a fervent dedication to restoring function and improving lives. Well done. Give it up again for cohort 19, and standing is appropriate.
Hello, my name is Steve Wilkinson. Thank you. I've been dreading this day. Mostly because we've already heard how special this cohort is to many of us. And it's just as special to me. And I've been holding back the tears, and I hope I can keep holding them back. But if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I was thinking I was special with this group. I still think I am, but I think you've made everybody feel special. And you should be very proud of that. You look good in white, by the way. The trouble with white is it can get dirty pretty easily. And I want to talk a little bit about what that means. And I don't want to be a downer, but you're going to have some rough days ahead of you. And one of the reasons that it's going to be a little rough is you've been with this group of very solid individuals that are going through the same thing that you're going through day by day, and you have somebody to your right and left to commiserate or to help or to, I don't know, complain with. You guys don't do that though, but, and now you're gonna be out in the world kind of on your own, and that gets scary at times. And I thought about naming this talk, did you ever watch Sesame Street? And I wasn't gonna name it Sesame Street, I think I'd get in trouble, but I was gonna name it the letter P. And why, might you ask? Well, because I was thinking of our first interaction. And I missed your orientation. It's the first orientation I've ever missed. And we met the next day in procedures, and I was in a rough place. And you guys were so great to me. And, but I had the word I seldom use with patients, pain. And my pain wasn't so much physical, or was it puberty? No. My pain was very much emotional, and I was able to be vulnerable with you, and you put your arms around me. And you have ever since, and I appreciate that. And you're, while you don't have all the answers yet, I know you should because you're at the end, but you don't have them all. But you've already learned, or you already came with caring about people, and that's gonna get you over many, many struggles. When you don't have the right answer, it's not gonna matter because you care. And I know that you'll go find the right answer at some point. So the letter P may be pain. It may be priorities. It may be pressure. It may be predicament. It may be whatever P word you want to throw in there. But you're going to be clipping along and doing really well, and then you're going to have a day or maybe a week where things just don't seem to go your way. And that's okay, because you still have all of these people here. You still have all of these people here. So reach out. Share the P with those around you. I also want you to do one thing for me before you leave campus, and that's to make a P file, a happy file. And what is a happy file? Well, you're gonna have patients that are gonna write you notes and make you figurines and draw you pictures. And they're gonna tell you how special you are. I guarantee you'll receive those. When you get them, read them, thank your patients, and then put it in the happy file. And then those days when things are getting ugly and you have to wonder what you're doing wrong, you can start reading those, and they'll remind you of the whys of being a physical therapist. And they'll get you through some rough times that come to all of us. Am I right? Faculty says yes, so it must be true. Thank you for letting us be a part of your journey. Not quite finished. You got to do the fun part now. You got to be on your feet. You got to be moving. You got to make the decisions. Please keep us in the loop. Still things to learn. Please do me a favor, though. This is another P word, pet peeve of mine. Don't come back for your capstones and say that you learned everything on your clinicals. I don't know about these guys, but it really hurts my feelings. And I know you, I hope, yeah, I'm pretty sure you won't mean that you learned everything out there. But I think it's a really nice time when you can start putting things together and things start making a lot more sense. So that's probably a better way to say it. Don't make me cry again. Obviously, we love you guys. Hope you felt that. You're going to be great. Have no doubt. This has been a lovely afternoon. Much thanks to the folks that put this together, brought in the food, did the food, took pictures. Am I missing anything? Printed up all the things, and those that gave talks. Megan, I didn't know you were a poet on top. That's a P word that we like. Anyway, we have some refreshments. I hope you stick around, mingle a little bit, and please drive home safely. Thank you for coming.